This is blood breakfast, the most important meal of the day. Greenwood, a deceptively serene town shrouded in dark secrets, seemed untouched by the chaos of the outside world. The Johnson family, seemingly normal but aloof pillars of the community, resided in a picturesque suburban home on Oak Street that held a sense of disturbing perfection. Mark, an enigmatic entrepreneur with a cryptic smile, and Emily, a respected schoolteacher with a hauntingly somber gaze, were intriguingly devoted parents to their two children, Sarah and Jake, both of whom shared their parents' paradoxical charm. As the clock menacingly struck midnight on October 12th, a darkness thicker and deeper than the night fell over the town. Unbeknownst to the unsuspecting residents, a malevolent plot, the genesis of which lay hidden in a wicked heart, was brutally unfolding. The Johnson house stood eerily silent in the boding darkness, its occupants deep in a sleep that was about to be broken in the most terrifying way. The reluctant sun crept above the horizon, revealing an unnerving sight on Oak Street. The Johnson home was a tomb-like monolith in the morning light, all its welcoming warmth extinguished. A concerned neighbor, Miss Anderson, felt a chilling dread creep up her spine when she noticed the Johnsons' front door creaking in the wind, revealing a foreboding darkness within as she embarked on her morning walk. Detective Rachel Morgan, a hard-edged veteran with a chilling intuition, arrived on the scene, her eyes taking in the chilling tableau with grim determination. Their once serene home was now a horrifying crime scene, with each room holding a tale of violence that would haunt the town forever. Emily's lifeless body, found in the kitchen near a broken wine glass, painted a terrifying picture of her futile struggle for survival. The blood splatter on the kitchen tiles suggested she was caught by surprise, and the defense wounds on her hands indicated she had fought back. In the master bedroom, they found Mark's body. He lay motionless on the floor, his hand stretched out towards the bedside table, where they found a tuft of hair clutched in his hand, hinting at the possible struggle with the assailant. His expression, frozen in a grimace of shock, suggested he didn't anticipate the attack. In Jake's room, a haunting sight greeted the investigators. Jake was discovered sprawled on the floor, his baseball bat, typically used for his school games, lay a few feet away from his lifeless body. The room was disheveled, possibly indicating that a struggle ensued before Jake was overpowered. The most heartbreaking discovery was in Sarah's room. Sarah was found slumped against her bed, an open diary next to her. Her terror written on the page marked in tear stains, a chilling entry that read, "I think someone's in the house." It was evident she had sensed danger but was unable to escape. Together, these discoveries painted a gruesome picture of a family ambushed in their own home, each member facing their end in a violent struggle against an unknown assailant or assailants. Forensic investigators swarmed the gruesome crime scene. The footprints leading throughout the house suggested multiple perpetrators, adding an insidious layer to the mystery. Despite their meticulous examination, the elusive nature of the criminals and their careful planning left little in the way of conclusive evidence. Mr. Jonathan Williams, a man steeped in grief and resentment, stood out among the distraught neighbors. His deep-seated hatred for Mark Johnson was well known, and his elusive alibi for the night of the murders cast a looming shadow of suspicion over him. Detective Morgan, delving into the labyrinth of hostility and deceit, focused on every lead with relentless determination. The epicenter of her investigation was Mr. Jonathan Williams, a man intertwined with bitterness and clouded by an invasive alibi. His animosity towards Mark Johnson was a well-known fact within the Greenwood community, a contentious feud sparked by past property disputes and worsened by personal tragedy. Williams' wife had died in a tragic car accident 2 years earlier, an incident he held Mark responsible for, despite lack of any factual basis. His grief, festering over time, had metamorphosed into a deadly obsession for retribution, darkening his every interaction with the Johnson family. This festering grudge became a potential motive in the eyes of the investigators. For the night of the murders, his alibi was threadbare. Williams claimed to have been at a local bar, but no patrons could corroborate his claim, and the bar's CCTV footage was mysteriously absent. Despite his adamant denials, the conspicuous lack of an alibi kept him firmly within the crosshairs of the investigation. In the meantime, a breakthrough came from the cybercrime unit. They had discovered encrypted messages on Williams' computer, linking him to the dark web. In the depths of those encrypted files, they uncovered conversations between Williams and an anonymous user discussing a potential job. The specifics of the conversation, with references to the Johnson home and a proposed solution to Williams' problems, sent chills down the investigators' spines. The mounting evidence, coupled with Williams' hatred for Mark, the dubious alibi, and the dark web connection, tightened the noose around him. As Detective Morgan pieced together this grim jigsaw puzzle, she knew they were closing in on the truth behind the horrific murders, drawing the real perpetrators out from their shroud of shadows. With Williams trapped in a corner by the damning evidence, Detective Morgan's ruthless interrogation bore fruit. His veneer of innocence crumbled, revealing the desperate, vengeful man beneath. His confession was shocking in its cold-bloodedness. He admitted to orchestrating the murders, but he hadn't committed the act himself. Williams confessed that his hatred had driven him to the dark web, where he had hired an anonymous hitman to eliminate the Johnson family. The encrypted conversations on his computer weren't just conjecture. They were the solid proof of his dark intent. His disturbing rationalization was that he wanted the Johnson to endure a loss like he had, casting his suffering onto them. Yet, the identity of the hired killer remained an enigma. Williams claimed they had only communicated through encrypted messages, ensuring the hitman's hidden identity. The knowledge that the cold-blooded assassin was still at large sent a shiver down the spine of the investigation team.